I've grown such a big marrow. But what am I supposed to do with this now?
Hold on there. I can help you. I can turn that into very tasty marrow fritters.
Oh.
Pass it over.
Okay.
For this recipe, all you need is a marrow, half an onion, half a chilli chopped, some fresh coriander, 6 tablespoons of gram flour, some normal salt and some garam masala. That is all you need, and all it takes is 10 minutes to prepare and 10 minutes to fry. Oh, and you need some oil for frying. Any sized marrow can be used to make fritters. You can even use courgettes to make fritters. Here was a big marrow I grew myself. I've chopped off about 6 inches of this, and now I will show you how to make very nice tasty fritters. Here is the marrow that I chopped and peeled. Now I'm going to put it into a blender, a chopper. Chop all the pieces into a chopper like this. It is very, very easy to make these fritters, and they taste very, very delicious. Chop it all quite big pieces because the chopper will do the rest, but I'll do a little bit at a time, otherwise they might be too much. Half a small onion, or you can put more than half an onion, put full onion depending on your taste. In weight, that piece of marrow was about £1. Once you put your onion in, you just put your thing on, your lid on. You can use any food processor for this bit, but if you don't have a food processor to hand, you can chop the onion very, very small, and you can also grate the marrow if you don't have a chopper. But if you have one of these, then this will quicken the workload for you. So you just put that on, whisk it around. Have a check. Oops. So just make it fairly small. This is a little bit thick yet, so let's just do one more whisk with this. That should do it. So once it looks to about this sort of consistency. So I'll take these bits out. This will go in here. Then do the rest of the marrow. So altogether about £1 of marrow and half a small onion, or you can put one full onion, which won't matter. Then do the rest of this. If you had a larger processor, then that would you could put it all in together. Mix it all round. That's it. That goes into the bowl like this. Once it's all in, then you add half a chopped chilli, or you can put more than that if you like your food hot. In goes green chopped fresh coriander, as much as you like with this one, because we won't, the coriander you can never have too much of. Then you add 1 teaspoon of salt, but you can add extra, more or less, depending on your taste. Then garam masala, 1 teaspoon. You can fairly heap if you want to. You can even put a little bit more in. And then you just mix it all together in your bowl. Mix it all together nicely, like this. Then to bind it all together so that it doesn't break off when you shallow fry them, you add in some gram flour, which is chickpea flour, which looks like this. And 1, 2, 3, about 4 heaped spoons of chickpea flour should hold them all together. You don't want too little or too much, because if you have too much chickpea flour they'll be a bit stodgy, and if you have too little it won't hold them together. So with 1 pound of courgettes or marrows, about 4 tablespoons of flour should be fine, and then it'll look like that sort of consistency where it's sort of binding together. Then you get a frying pan. I'm using a griddle like this. Right, so once the consistency is like this, get her in the griddle, put a little bit of oil. I'm using rapeseed oil, but you can use any cooking oil you like, and just a small, you don't need too much oil, just to coat the bottom of the pan. Any non-stick pan will do. It doesn't have to be a fancy griddle. So a small amount of oil. Put on your flame or your cooker, medium heat, let that heat up, and then in the meantime you make the fritters. So get your hands and then just roll them, just put them together and then just flatten them a little bit so they look a little bit like this. If it looks like they're not sticking together, you can always use a little bit more gram flour just to hold them together. But I think these should be alright. Might need a little bit more, I think, in this one. But just do that with them. I might put 1 more tablespoon of gram flour in here. So that's 5 tablespoons have gone in this now. Might stick a bit better because it seemed a little bit watery, that did. But if your marrow is a little bit too watery to begin with, you can drain out the water before you put your gram flour in, so just squeeze the water out. Three or 4 minutes, then one side is cooked, then you turn them over to do the other side. once they start moving around, as you can see, there is the first two are cooking. You all know that the bottom part cooking on the one side. Once the one side is nice and crispy, then you turn them over. And then while they're doing, you can just do your next batch by making the fritter shapes. Put them on your plate like that. So out of a pound of marrow like that, you can get about 12 to 15 fritters out of there. So that's how many you can do in with a pound of marrow. But as I said, you don't have to use marrow. You can use courgettes, you can use small marrows, large marrows. But very, very easy to do, and it's very, very tasty. Because if anybody's like me, when I grow marrows in the allotment, I get too many marrows, don't know what to do with them. But once these fritters are made, you can actually store them and reheat them and eat them. And you can also freeze them once they're made. So then you just turn them over, just get a little, turn them over, and then just let them cook, gently let them cook on a sort of a medium heat. As you can see, when the one side is done, they're very, very easy to turn over, like that. So let me just show you a close-up of this. That's what they look like when they're frying. So another 3 or 4 minutes on the other side. You can press them down a little bit just to get the insides cooking, like this, and just move them around a little bit. So yeah, you can tell when they're cooked. Crispy on the outside, both sides, and then you'll know that they are